all of this is very good news that's coming out. You have in Serum Institute of India, your India partner, and the big question everyone is asking in India, when do you expect to actually have the vaccine ready first for emergency use? Serum Institute of India seem to suggest possibly by January. Is that realistic? Are you looking to go to the UK regulator as early as next month?
We're 23rd of November. We won't get to the UK regulator by the end of November. That's a week away. But certainly soon after that, we would hope to file for what's called emergency use authorization. And we will do that in the UK. We will do that in the European Medicines Agency for continental Europe. And hopefully we can work with Serum and with the Drug Controller General of India, DCGI, to see how quickly an application can be made for Indian use as well.
So yes, would I be right in saying, given the positive results that have come today, that January for emergency use in India, given that Serum has the capacity to produce at a very high level millions of doses, is realistic?
I think it depends on two things: how quickly we can get all the information to the regulator to review, and how quickly the regulators can review it. And I think both of those activities will proceed very quickly in this case. So yes, early January would be the target. So
the first stage, of course, as you said, is emergency use, which presumably is for care home resident staff, followed by healthcare workers, and then the plan is to work down age groups. So has a time plan been made where, let's say, 6 months, 9 months from now, we could be in a position to actually have it available to millions of people?
Well, I think that's for each country to decide. I've seen a plan very recently from the Department of Health in the UK, aiming to vaccinate most people by April, but of course the more vulnerable, the more elderly before that. The task in India is much greater, of course, because the population is so much larger, but you do have the world's largest vaccine manufacturing companies, so that's a big plus for India.
You know, the question that a number of people are asking, Professor Hill, normally it takes years for vaccine development. You've managed to fast forward and crunch this process. We're now looking, as you said, possibly by next month, emergency use vaccine. What has changed? What explains the dramatic success, if I may use the word, of the efforts put in by you and others in vaccine development this time?
Yes, I teach our students that it takes 10 years to develop a vaccine. We're on month 10 at the moment. This has been different in many ways. We have had enormous help from all sorts of quarters, from the funders who have provided money very rapidly, from the regulators who've been available day and night to look at amendments to our protocols, to the support of international agencies who have raised funding to pay for these doses that we would now hope will be manufactured and distributed, and being allowed to overlap the phases of clinical trials. So normally we have to finish phase 1, get all the details from that trial in maybe 100 people before going on to the next 1,000 people. They were overlapping those applications this time. So I think we have learned about some ways in which we can accelerate vaccine development in general. But, you know, the world has to decide at many levels that this is a priority for trials to go so extraordinarily quickly.
Just wanted a quick clarification, Professor Hill, that Dr. Hill, that this two vaccine regimen, will the second vaccine be about a month after the first one? Is that the way you see the two dosages working?
Yes, we've looked at 1 month, 2 months, and 3 months. They're all about the same. So 1 month interval would be sensible, because you want the second dose as quickly as possible.
Are you already, if I may ask in conclusion, are you all already celebrating, or should I say any celebrations given the regulatory approvals required, given the need to ensure complete safety, are premature at this stage? Is it a day to celebrate?
We are not at the finish line yet, but we have overcome the final fence on the way. So now that we have efficacy data, a lot of what we have to do is administrative and a lot of paperwork creation and perfection and submission. And that's going to be very busy over the next few weeks. But yeah, by the end of the year, we should have some celebration.
And may I ask, how many people have actually been involved in this exercise? how many people at Oxford have been involved in this entire exercise to bring this all together?
So narrowly, 270 people have been working really hard night and day in many cases. They're pretty exhausted having got this far. But there are hundreds more. There are 19 trial sites just in the UK for the UK trial. Brazil has been absolutely amazing. They started after us and they have caught up. They have vaccinated over 10,000 people. Large trial going on in South Africa and in Kenya. They have started now. Of course, Serum have their own trial in India. And there's a trial of 40,000 people gearing up. And I think they told me this morning they had vaccinated 10,000 in the United States. So everything is still very much happening.